Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports. Before we start today's video, this video of course is sponsored by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com/49ers. Get 20% off your order plus free shipping. More details on this later, but again, manscaped.com/49ers. Okay, it is technically a Tuesday, although we always do the news on Monday because of Labor Day we were out. So today we're going to go ahead and get to the latest 49ers news and rumors. Let's start with the big one. Deebo Samuel, he's active. He was activated to the active roster, I should say, and he might play on Sunday whenever the 49ers take on the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I say might because everyone expected him to be out multiple weeks to start the season, even including myself. We talked about it here. Week 3, Week 4, Week 5, like the Week 4 target date, Sunday Night Football against Philadelphia, made the most sense overall in terms of when Deebo could come back based on what doctors have been saying, based on what Kyle Shanahan had been saying, and based on what the general injury that he had would tell us in terms of a long-term effect. Now, with that being said, GM John Lynch was asked about this just a couple of days ago, and he said, listen, he's got a pretty good shot at actually playing Week 1. So let's go ahead and break this whole thing down. First off, I'd still be surprised if he does play Week 1, but it's not impossible. Here's what Lynch told the media just the other day, quote, he does have a shot. Tuesday morning, we'll have a summit with Dr. Anderson, who did the surgery, and Dr. Adams, and our training staff to take the latest look at the scans and whatnot to see exactly where he's at. I can tell you that Deebo has done a fantastic job. I'm a huge believer that if you get injured, you're already in great shape, and you tend to heal quicker. We're hopeful, but I don't have an answer because we don't know yet. So Tuesday morning. So that means right about now in terms of when I'm filming this here on the East Coast, if they're waking up over there on the West Coast. So my guess is we'll have an answer Tuesday evening, maybe Wednesday morning. And so maybe you're watching this video and the answer has already come out. But at this point, we're waiting on the final confirmation. Now, how I would break this down, again, they said he's not ruling him out, and they're going to look at these scans of his foot and see, if it's healed correctly and the long-term effects if he were going to play. But I would put a lot of money into saying that they're either going to not let him play Week 1 or they will limit his snaps heavily in Week 1. It'll be one or the other. He's not going to be 100%. There's no way they're going to give him an unlimited workload Week 1, especially when they are less than a week away and still unsure about what exactly is going to happen. Doesn't mean he can't be on the football field. Doesn't mean you won't see him warming up and with his helmet on and maybe even thrown to a couple of times. But the odds of him being 100% good to go Week 1, I think, are very, very slim. And I would still say the odds of him actually going out there and playing Week 1 are still going to be slim. I think the smart thing to do here is take it slow and make sure you don't have any sort of lingering re-injury that could happen if you were to rush him back to the football field. Remember, 10 weeks was kind of the quickest that he could possibly be back, and 10 weeks is a little bit past Week 1 based on when he injured it. So we'll see. We'll have the updates here. If something were to change, we will let you guys know. But it looks like they're going to figure things out maybe today or tomorrow. And we're going to find out pretty soon if Deebo Samuel is going to be out there Week 1 against the Cardinals. Will he play Week 1? I want to know what you guys think. Answer the pinned comment down below. Type Y down below for yes. Type N down below for no. All right, let's move on to something that broke last week, but apparently is no longer accurate, and that has to do with trading Ahkello Witherspoon. Now, you know the deal, right? Ahkello Witherspoon came into this season with an uphill battle to try to win back what was once his number 2 cornerback spot in the 49ers secondary. He lost it to Emmanuel Moseley, who then lost it to Jason Verrett, who now is injured, and so maybe Witherspoon is back to being the 3rd cornerback, the 4th cornerback on the outside. It's a confusing position where he's at, but there were some rumors that surfaced last week the 49ers were trying to shop Ahkello Witherspoon, which I saw on Twitter, and you go, how much weight does that actually carry? Like, what is someone going to pay for Ahkello Witherspoon? Is he worth even like a 5th or 6th round draft pick? My answer is no, but apparently people were so interested in this, they asked John Lynch the other day, and he said it wasn't true. That calls did not happen, which we'll go ahead and show you the quote here right now. He said, quote, well, it's not true, so no. We never had that conversation. There's a lot of conversations with our scouting departments. We field calls, we make calls, but that's one where we never initiated a talk there. There's always people calling about certain things. We have no interest in moving on from Ahkello. Really excited about his development, where he's at, his opportunity to help his team. We were big fans when we drafted him. We remain big fans. That was never a discussion. Now, you can take that and just go, okay, so there was no discussion, move on, end of story. Or you can actually break down what he said, and it says right here, there's always people calling about certain things. And earlier he said, we were never the ones to initiate a talk there. So I bet you someone called. I wouldn't be surprised. I have no source, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone called about Ahkello Witherspoon. The Niners said thanks, but no thanks. They were not picking up the phone and calling other teams trying to get Ahkello Witherspoon out of the building. It was more like, oh, hey, the so-and-so team called. It's like, wait, what do y'all want? Oh, a Witherspoon? Nah, we're not looking to trade him. Okay, no worries, bye. And again, the main reason is because you're not going to get much for him. And the cost to effectiveness ratio in terms of getting rid of a cornerback where they're kind of slim at cornerback after Verrett, Moseley, and of course Witherspoon. Getting rid of him, for a 6th or 7th round draft pick just kind of doesn't make a lot of sense because he's not being paid a lot of money either. So he won't be traded. It doesn't seem like he's going to be traded, especially now with the Verrett injury. We're waiting to see if he's going to be good to go week 1. They need someone to be the emergency, really the backup cornerback if, heaven forbid, Sherman or Moseley or Verrett were to go down during the first week or really the first couple weeks of the NFL season. So I just don't see it happening. Now, he's not going to get a lot of playing time against the Cardinals, but he still is going to be suited up, ready to go if need be. Speaking of the Cardinals, give me your 49ers Cardinals score prediction down below for week 1. I'm curious where you guys are at on this. I want an actual official score prediction. I think someone asked me this last week. I was like, 20-13 was my score prediction. And week 1's going to be ugly, guys. It's going to be an ugly, ugly week because of no preseason. Give me your score predictions down below. And speaking of scoring a crazy deal, our partners at Manscaped are giving you guys 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/49ers. And they got a bunch of great options overall. The Lawnmower 3.0, the best male grooming tool, in my opinion, out there on the market. That, of course, 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com/49ers. Or you get the Lawnmower 3.0 plus a bunch of other great products in the perfect package. Both of those, again, when you use the promo code, or when you go to the link, which is down below in the description box, manscaped.com/49ers, you will get 20% off plus free shipping. Pick that up right now because it's a fantastic deal and it will not last forever. Final bit of news here. The practice squad has officially been finalized. The 49ers could technically start signing guys on Monday, even though I'm sure they were discussing things earlier during the weekend. But a lot of guys were cut, and yet 16 players can come back and obviously be a part of the practice squad, and a lot of them will probably get called up and be on the active roster during certain portions of the NFL season. To me, looking around the other practice squads that teams have, the 49ers have a very good one. A lot of young talent here. They got a good backup fullback in Hokett. They have a lot of good backup wide receivers. Kevin White, you see, made the practice squad. Juwan Jennings out of Tennessee made the practice squad. Jermichael Hasty, who impressed in camp but just didn't have any room in the active roster, he's there as well. So a lot of the guys that you were watching during training camp who didn't make the roster are able to come back and stay on the 49ers. Same with Chase Harrell, William Sweat. Jonathan Cyprien, who lost out the safety battle to Marcel Harris, the backup's position, he's back there as well. Deion Jordan made the final practice squad. A guy who was once a high draft pick during his draft a couple of years ago is now a practice squad guy, but he's still going to remain on the 49ers, and obviously if there was an injury to D Ford or whatever, he could be called up. Tim Harris Jr., Dante Johnson, and Jared Maiden go ahead and round out the 16-player practice squad for the 49ers. Again, it's a good group. I mean, it's a solid group. They're going to work on these guys, and the hope is that guys like Hasty and Kevin White and Juwan Jennings can eventually become, 53-man active roster participants. And again, if injuries happen, this is what the practice squad is for. You call guys up, and they are able and ready to go because they are learning the playbook and studying and getting into that NFL defense and offensive mindset. There you go. Ultimately out for today here on the 49ers Report. Wanted to get you guys the latest updates on Deebo and Witherspoon. Obviously, those updates can change as the days and hours go by, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subbed, right? Because the Deebo injury gets an update, the Verrett injury gets an update, if someone's traded, or just general overall Week 1 coverage. It's all here at the 49ers Report, so make sure you guys are subscribed because it is the best 49ers channel on YouTube, in my opinion. And while you're down there, click the notification bell as well. That way you will never miss a video because, again, when updates happen, I'm in front of the camera, I'm getting the updates, I'm uploading them, editing them, sending them off to the producers, they produce it and update it to you guys so we get it to you as fast as we possibly can. Again, ultimately out for today in the 49ers Report, I'm Thomas Mott signing off for the rest of your day.